Hello neighbor, this is Curt with eTrailer, and today we're going to take a look at the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 bike carrier for two bikes on our 2025 Ford Maverick. Now if you've had any experience with the Sherpa 2.0, or if you watch this video and you have some questions about it, go ahead and leave those in the comments below. We'd love to take those stories and those questions and use them to help our other neighbors make the best decision. If you're a cycling enthusiast and you own a Ford Maverick, you probably know there's not a whole lot of bed space back here, so a hitch bike rack is generally your best option as far as carrying your bikes around from one destination to the other. And the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 is an excellent option in most cases. It is wheel mounted and it offers a weight capacity of 40 pounds per bike. So if you have a bike with fenders or if you have an e-bike, you might want to take a look at another option that will accommodate those. However, this makes for a great compact, lightweight option for you and your Maverick. So as I mentioned, it is a wheel-mounted bike platform rack. Your first point of contact will be here at the wheel with this arm and hook. The next point of contact will be through this ratcheting strap here in the back. And I'll use the open tray to kind of show how this works, because the idea of the Sherpa 2.0 is to get it as compact as possible when it's not in use. So when it is in use, we can open up the front wheel cup here. The front arm is deployable with this button, so we can adjust it for length off of that. And then the rear wheel cup tilts so that it accommodates shorter and wider wheelbases and uses a simple ratcheting strap and tab right here to hold that other wheel in place. There is another great feature to this bike rack, and that is that it does include a lockable cable lock. We don't have it in the bike rack at the moment, and that is going to be key to the locking hitch pin and clip that comes with it. This bike rack does offer a tilt-away feature that goes through this lever right here. So we're just going to brace the rack and hold it down while we bring it back. Always watch your head for the handlebars. And one of the things about the Maverick is that the hitch location is extremely close to the bottom of our tailgate. And what that means is that you're really not going to get full tailgate clearance here when we have the bike rack deployed. As you can see, our cables here are nowhere near taut. There is another anchor point in the Maverick that you could attach your tailgate cables to, and it will leave it a bit more like this, and that would at least avoid contact with this, but you're not going to be able to fully access your bed and put any weight on the tailgate while doing so. The good news about this rack, and why I like it so much for a vehicle like the Maverick, is that the rack itself is made out of aluminum, making it extremely lightweight. This entire bike rack only weighs 32 pounds. So if there are instances where you may need to get in and out of the tailgate without this getting in your way, it's extremely easy to just take it out. You can carry it one-handed, put it in your garage, put it in the truck bed, wherever you need to, just to get it out of the way. Some of those other bike racks that are on the market weigh double this and even more. That wouldn't be a rack that I would want to take out and put back in every time I needed my tailgate. So this makes an excellent option for a vehicle like the Ford Maverick. We're going to go ahead and remove the bike so we can take a few measurements on it, see exactly what kind of footprint this is leaving behind our Maverick, and also to show you the stowaway position. So anytime you're removing your bike from the rack, you always want to keep the arm on it to keep it upright and steady. So we're going to go ahead and remove our rear wheel strap here, and then get that cleared and out the way. We're going to go ahead and hold it by the frame, hit our button, move our hook out of the way, and now we can remove our bike. While you're traveling around town and you have a bike back here, you are going to get a little bit of blockage in your rear view camera here. So you can still see, but it's pretty well obscured. So I think it's a good idea to know exactly what you've got going on back here whenever you're trying to squeeze into a tighter parking space or back up somewhere. So from the bumper to the furthest part of our rack back here, we're right at 33.5 inches. So just keep in mind that you're going to have almost an extra 3 feet behind you whenever you're traveling around with the rack deployed. The other thing I always like to check as well is what kind of ground clearance do I have? Now, from the furthest part back, you got a whopping almost 27 inches. I wouldn't be worried about this bottoming out at all. However, we might be wondering about this part of the shank that's a little bit closer. In that case, we're just under 18 inches, so just keep that in mind whenever you're coming up on a hill or a steeper driveway. You just want to kind of be aware of what you've got going on back here. The other thing too, now that we've got the bike off, is that it does have a stowaway feature, and that can be accessed using the same lever that we used for the tilt-away, and bring it right up. And I really like this rack because it does fit pretty snug into the back here. And the other great thing about it too is that it's not so wide that when it's up in this position, it's blocking our taillights. We are going to have a bit of blockage on our license plate, and we will still have some blockage of the rear view camera, but we're going to go ahead and see what kind of room we've got back here now. And from the bumper to the end of our knob here, we're at about 17 inches, so we essentially cut the footprint behind the bumper in half by putting it up in the stowaway position. One of the other great features about the Sherpa 2.0 is that there is a wedge system in the shank that's going to really give it a good anti-vibration, anti-rattle quality. It's accessed through this knob, so whenever you want to remove the bike rack, you would loosen the knob like this. As you can see already, since that wedge in there is disengaged, we got a lot of movement and rattle back here. Whenever we install it, we're just going to go ahead and tighten this all the way up. And once we do, and that wedge inside of the hitch receiver is engaged, we have almost no movement at all here. Because it's so compact and so lightweight, I think the Kuat Sherpa 2.0 is a perfect choice for your Ford Maverick. I'm Curt with eTrailer. Thanks for stopping by.